As usual, before we start, we're going to give all praises to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Waha, Rakah, Kadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel, who rule and teach well, to the Akims and the Iras and Buyers and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. Let me go back to 1717. Because last year, we had what they call 2020. There's many things happening in the scriptures, happening in the world, that's making the scriptures to be a true book. That's right. Prophecies fulfilling left, right and centre. And you have to ask yourself this. Matthew 17 and 17.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 17 and verse 17. And it reads, I'll read it verbatim. Then Jesus answered and said, which you know his name is Yahushai, answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation.
And that's what a lot of our people are. Faithless and perverse. God.
How long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me.
And so, the point I wanted out of that says that we're a faithless and a perverse generation. That when Yahushua comes back, is he going to find faith on the earth? Many of our people don't want to come into the truth because really and truly they like the ways of this world. This is actually their kingdom. They want things to go back to normal so that they can get back to their wicked lifestyle. They don't want to change. They don't want to try and repent so that they can receive salvation or that they can receive mercy, because that's what we're all hoping right there today. Hoping to receive mercy from the Most High. Because if he said, you know what, I'm going to lick off all of you, he'll be well within his rights to do so. So this is why we're out here, making our bodies a living sacrifice, trying to fear the Lord, keeping his laws to the best of our abilities, and holding faith. Because we want that mercy.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, and I'll start at 4. Hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, what iniquity have your fathers found in me?
And that's a good question. Like, what sin have we found in the Most High? The Most High has always been faithful to us, but yet still we're the ones that's been the harlot, doing all kind of wickedness, turning our backs on him. Yeah? So he's asking, what iniquity have we found in him?
What iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and have become vain. Alright? That's it. That's it.
Yeah, so this is what we have to ask ourselves. What iniquity have we found in the Most High? Throughout time, could you grab our 2 Ezra 2 and 10. 2 Ezra 2 and 10. Because throughout the ages, the Most High has always shown himself to be faithful. Yeah, delivered us out of Egypt. What do we start to do? Complain, saying, I wish I was back in Egypt. And this is how the spirit of a lot of our people are. When you're in all kind of troubles and tribulation, that's when you turn to the Most High. Then as soon as he delivers you, you want to jump back in the world again. 2 and 10.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 10. And it reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto Ezra, Tell my people that I will give them the kingdom. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 10. And it reads, Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord Yahweh?
He says, did any ever trust in the Most High God?
And was confounded. Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
So why would we then try and find iniquity in the Most High when none of our foreparents who's ever trusted in the Most High was ever forsaken? Yeah? We can see all these things happening upon the earth, prophecies fulfilling left, right and centre. Why And on top of it, for those of us that's in the truth, the reason why we're in this truth is because of prophecy.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why we're in this truth. But what? When I saw someone break down Deuteronomy chapter 28,
That's right.
yeah, I thought, raw.
That was it to me.
Exactly. I thought to myself, you know what? If I believe that, I'll be a fool to not believe everything else.
That's right.
So when you see prophecies happening left, right, and center, it's time for our
What the very point he says, if I can believe that, I'll be a fool not to believe everything else. And it's the same thing, look, if the Messiah is able to manifest the pestilence and the plague that's happening right now, which were, forewritten, all right, for us to see, won't make you think that Jacob's trouble ain't gonna come about.
That's right.
Won't make you think that the mark of the beast ain't gonna manifest. And won't make you think that the third war ain't gonna manifest. Won't make you think that Yahweh Shai ain't gonna crack the sky with a chariot to save his people. Won't make you think, Yahweh Shai ain't gonna come judge other people, because you can clear. And that's what made me really, be firm when it comes to me coming on Saturday and me being the man of the Lord and fighting against the sins that are holding me down. Because I could see, by last year, March, when the plague hit, COVID-19 hit, I could see the Bible speaking, man. I could see the prophecy manifesting. I'm like, wow. Look, I've been in the truth not long ago, and already the prophecy manifesting. All right? So that if that prophecy is manifesting, what it means is that everything else will become manifest.
That's right.
Everything else, as far as prophecy, will come to pass. All right? And the Most High is so good that, this is the faith builder.
That's right.
That's what builds your faith, because you can see that the Most High is bringing the judgment. But if he's bringing the judgment, that is going to bring salvation.
That's right.
That means this Bible is not a lie, because the prophecy are talking right now.
That's right.
Aren't you seeing COVID-19 right now? Right now, they're talking about the COVID passport. What do you think? Can you link that to? Can't you link that to Revelation 13, 16, and 17, saying that you won't be able to buy and sell? It might not be the actual mark of the beast, but it's the first phase of it.
Because of it.
They think in stages.
Remember, the scripture says that the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Like these other nations, if it was like China or one of them nations, they just implement something. They don't business about the people. But Esau makes you, he does it to sleep. Yes,
That's right.
Actually say, yeah, I want that.
That's right.
So what does a snake do? If you got, for those who got a snake as a pet, if you got a python here, one day you'll be laying down, you wake up in the morning and he's laying down right beside you. No, he's laying down right beside you all like that, right? He's sizing it up.
Exactly, that's what he does. Yeah,
He's sizing, so Esau right now is a snake. So Esau moved like a snake.
That's right.
He moved like a snake.
That's
And
right.
He is deeper than any other nation. The only nation that is deeper than he is Jacob.
That's right.
But the other nation, they just
their
find
right mind.
they want to do what they want to resemble, they want to do after Eve, man. He is search his wickedness in depth. And he replenished it. He put you to sleep. But right now there's people think that they can still have 10 years playing. They still believe in the dream.
I know, right? Yeah. 5 years, 10 years.
Why?
Right.
Because it's not obvious. The way the media portray
They don't want to
things.
be wicked, that's why. They don't want this kingdom to done.
No, because that's what I'm saying, isn't it? Because, that's even deep. Why? Because Esau was able to make you believe in history. The elite, they know what's going on, but they make you believe that the dream must go on. That's how they put you to sleep. But then you're not, like right now, we sign and trying. Why? Because we see the prophecy and we know not to be sleeping.
That's right.
We're doing our best, we're working. Like for example now, all the sin that you be struggling with. Every day is a fight, but you need to fight against the sin. You need to get your house in order. Because you know that something is coming. But them other two-thirds, they just relax, they're like, no man. We want the kingdom to keep on going. And when you talk about the end, they're upset. How do you know it's the end? How do you know? You know why? Because the brother say they want to carry on. They got big dreams. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Most High says, what did Yahusha say? He said, I will come as a thief in the night.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But what you said before, it reminded me of a Biggie song, you know? It was all a dream.
Yeah, it was all a dream time.
It was all a dream.
Psalm 64 and 5 says, they search our iniquities, they accomplish, actually, Psalm 64 and 5 says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of laying snares privily, they say, who shall see them? Yeah, that's that sneakiness that they do, always doing things behind closed doors.
That's the nature.
It says they search our iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search.
That's right.
So it says both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
That's right.
But this you have to realize that Esau is subtle. He's that serpent. He's got that serpent spirit that we read about in the garden. You know, so we have to be on our P's and Q's.
He is that serpent that we read about.
Yeah, just like what the brother just said, they search at a diligent search. You know what a diligent search means? That they calculate everything. They don't leave nothing to chance.
That's right.
That's what that's saying.
That's how the Most High made us, man.
Yeah.
They're what you call the perfect devil.
A good illustration of how they operate is if you ever watch The Wire and you see how the police were laying traps for them Jakes. That's a perfect illustration of how sneaky they are.
Psalm 64, I will start on 1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. And that's very important. Take up the thing.
We can't hear you.
Hey, brother.
Why you don't attract the multitude?
That's a good point.
We're not attracting people to because the truth is not. You ask us a question, let us answer.
Let me tell you, I am the heart of this. Until you could attract the multitude to follow you. For this book is nominated for 21. Until you could attract the multitude with the truth, I will never listen. Because you must afford to attract the multitude.
You know, we're not here for the multitude.
Exactly. We're not here for the multitude.
So what do you think the great man did come from?
Did Yahushua attract the multitude?
Yes.
Or was it only those who hear his voice and adhere to what he said?
Listen.
No, answer that question.
Let me answer that question.
No, you need to answer that question first. You can't answer a question with a question, my friend.
Yeah?
You cannot answer. I said, Yahushua, the one you call Christ, did he try to attract the multitude, or when he spoke, it was for people that, you know, like that, it resonates you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments?
Hear what I said? Up to 12 men sit with him and eat all the time. And the multitude, he have to go in one boat one time because too much people are following him.
And how much
And you know why they follow him?
Wait.
You know why they follow him? Because the thing in your hand, reveal the truth. And anytime you hear the truth, you can't run from the truth.
Well, hear this, my brother. This is second
Do you understand
Esdras.
this?
Listen to this.
Second
I understand,
Esdras,
but listen
second
to
Esdras 7, verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them. So this is why you don't see a multitude here. You know what multitudes always do? They follow fair speech, my brother.
And you know who has fair speech? Christianity.
One man speak, man.
No, we are a body.
Yeah. Fair speech, that's why there's not a multitude here.
We are a body.
Yeah?
He's speaking, you allow him to speak.
Yeah, but hear
That's
what?
what
But listen.
All right. So
The reason why there's
something here.
Yeah, so listen, no, but the reason why there's not a multitude here, are you gonna listen? The reason why there's not a multitude here is because people have fair speech.
Yes.
Yeah, you're saying that your book is in so many countries. So what has that achieved?
What? Greatness.
Greatness.
For who?
Yeah, for who?
All the great men. See down the great men that you not.
So what greatness has it
great men see
achieved?
them there.
What greatness has it achieved?
What did achieve?
What greatness has it
So,
achieved?
young Israelite youth
What greatness has it achieved?
out of prison.
Teach it then.
Sis,
Sorry, one second, you're blocking the
watch yourself, man.
Out of prison. There's so much email that I got packed up in my house. He said, the book is the light.
It's the light.
So, let me speak. And when you look at the parents there, when you go in the house, I am Richard there. I went to meet them and I'm happy to drive in the altar. So what I'm decide that no African Caribbean youth, I would say Israelites, Egypt, whatever you call, must learn more about themselves.
So what do you think we teach our people?
So, if you are
Listen, you don't have the floor, so when you talk, be brief, because we on something. Okay?
This is
Be brief. Yeah, but you try to teach us. We teach each other teachers. Don't please don't. We know people like you, man. Don't try to teach us nothing because you have nothing to teach us.
let me go this up.
Don't let you
Why don't you go
So,
down there and teach
listen, you claim you've
Why don't you
got
go down there
the
and teach
goodness.
Just go and preach your truth and let us teach you our truth.
The problem with
Because you trying to come.
Go and teach him then.
Yeah.
You trying to come. Hold on. You trying to come.
So why don't you go and teach him? Go and teach him.
You're not listening.
Listen.
You know, it's
Are you listening, my brother?
you see, you keep talking and you're not listening.
Carry on.
Yeah, go and talk to
Go
someone
and
else.
preach what you preach.
Yeah.
And let us
Go and teach
what we
someone
preach.
else.
You should say
Because you bring in confusion. You think you're asleep, but you're not asleep.
You should come and
Listen, I met
You
you.
should say, you.
I met you.
You should say,
I met
come and
you,
follow me.
and I bought your book. I bought your book,
bought the
yeah. But there's nothing in it compared to this.
That's
Yeah?
right.
That's what I'm telling
You're
you.
not showing us nothing.
So
You're just
you have that in your
just a
hand.
book.
You have that in your hand.
You walk around and you're selling the book.
You're not listening, you're only
Permanently
talking.
selling the book. I bought it. There was no real instruction in it compared to this.
You have that in your hand.
Please just move on, brother.
Let me speak, man. Let me speak.
No, we've heard enough of your nonsense. I'm sorry to say. To put it bluntly, we've heard enough. What we are teaching, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, and we're for our people. That's it.
Let's bring down the
Isaiah
words.
6 and 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not.
And that's the problem
Hear ye
with you,
indeed
man.
and understand not. Alright?
Don't shush us, man. Go somewhere else and shush
Bring
someone.
it back. Look
Take
at
that anger that you carry with you.
Yes.
Hear ye indeed, but understand not.
Hear ye indeed. Hear you. So read it again. Sorry. Listen.
Hear ye indeed,
Hear you
but
indeed
understand
and
not.
understand not.
Let
Carry
me
on.
hear you speak.
And see ye indeed, but perceive not.
See indeed and perceive not. And the problem with our people is that the Most High, a lot of them, the Most High put a stumbling block on the way. Alright, so they will come up with certain books that don't make sense. So they will come up with certain thought
And the spirituality
and school of thought that don't make sense. And they don't even know how to listen. You know why? Because the Most High blinded them. Carry on.
Make the heart of this people fat,
Make the heart of these people fat. Alright?
and make their ears heavy.
Make their ears heavy.
They cannot understand this truth. It's not for them. Carry on.
And shut their eyes.
Right, so they can't see. Even when you try to explain to them, they cannot see. All they're going to do is argue. They don't even have the skill to listen.
That's
To
right.
have a good conversation. They want to come and talk. But they don't even, basically the empty talks without void of sense. All right, carry on.
These they see with their eyes and hear with their ears,
Right,
and understand with their heart,
right.
and convert and be healed.
So the Most High don't want them to be converted.
right.
He don't want them to be healed because he got beef with them. These are the wicked of our people that used to be wicked in the past. They went in the Shemaiah, they had a judgment, came back on earth, carry on being wicked. And the Most High is waiting for them to be judged.
right.
They're like firewood. They will never understand this truth. All right, carry on, man.
You've got no power to make no one
Hold
stop.
on.
So, don't you shout.
Hold on.
And then I said, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the city be wasted.
Until the city be wasted. Right now, the Most High is about to bring the sword through the COVID-19.
That's right.
And the vaccine. Because the virus is in the vaccine, and the vaccine.
That's
And
right.
be politically correct in the vaccine. All right? So death, death is about to visit this land. The Most High have to kill some people, man. If everyone understands this truth, who's gonna be killed? That's how weak, that's how dangerous the Most High is. All right? So we got people that will come with that nonsense, but they don't understand what's going on. The most you're not part of this congregation, you're not part of the covenant. The Most High don't want you to be part of it because you are destined to be destroyed.
And this word
All right.
isn't for everybody. That's one thing we have to be clear. This word is not for everybody.
Listen, no one ain't
We
listening
don't
to
want to hear
you.
nothing
Go
from you.
teach your madness somewhere
Right,
else.
this is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Bring it
And
out.
it reads, my people are destroyed for
My
lack
people
of
are
knowledge.
destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because
right.
you see, we are a conquered people. So whatever people will bring as book or as understanding, they're learning from who? From their enemies.
That's right.
So when we
their
bring
oppressor.
from their oppressor, so when we bring the truth now, they are confused. Why? Because that's not in the comfort zone. That's not what they know. They haven't grown up understanding these truths. All right. So they will come against us. But they will never buck up against the enemy.
That's right.
When we
That's
come,
right.
they will
That's
never
right.
go to these churches or to
That's
these
right.
institutions
Exactly.
and buck
That's
up against
right.
them.
Go to the Christian church and
That's
you
right.
fill your nonsense
That's
there.
right.
That's what you. But what you do, you come out to men that are preaching and reading directly from the scriptures. Go to the Christian establishment and tell them what they're telling them. You won't do it. You won't do it. You go to the men in the street who's reading directly out the scriptures. Right. Right,
No,
and it
no one
reads,
hear what you got to say.
I'll continue, and it reads, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Right.
And
This
it,
brother is destroyed for lack of knowledge. He thinks that he's got what's given
got
to
the
our
answer.
people. So then go and teach our people.
That's right.
Don't you know, we don't want to hear what you got to say. We don't want to hear what you got to say. Go on.
because thou hast rejected knowledge,
Yeah,
because you have
all
rejected
we're telling you
this.
is to keep God's commandments. If you can't understand that, then it's pointless you stand up here.
We're talking in ignorance.
Yeah?
Nobody listen to you.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to get Isaiah 51. I'm not here to smooth.
Yeah.
I'm not here to speak to you smoothly. I'm not here to speak to you smoothly, my brother. Yeah? It's better you take the way I'm talking to you than wait for the Most High to come back and judge you.
Right, it says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
That's what's going to happen, my brother. The
That-
Most High is going to reject you because you don't want to listen to what he has to say.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
That's
And
right.
that's what you're not keeping.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 1.
You don't have to be enough.
Cry aloud.
Scripture says, cry aloud.
Spare not.
Listen, we're not here to spare your feelings. So I don't really care whether you like how I'm talking or not.
Lift up thy
So
voice
go
like
about
a
your business then.
trumpet.
I don't business. I don't business. I don't need to listen to you. I don't need to listen to you. Why don't you go and go and teach who wants to listen to you on the
This is
madness?
the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1.
That's good.
Cry aloud. Spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
What does it mean to be ignorant?
Don't sound stupid.
No, it means to not know. No way, man.
See, ignorance
It means
is
to not know.
unlearned. That's the actual meaning of the word. To be ignorant, you are unlearned. That's what the word means.
You give him too much energy.
Yeah, go on.
Let's
This is
stay in
the
the
book
word.
of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud. Spare not.
The Bible says,
Lift up thy voice.
The Bible says, spare not. So whether you like how I'm talking to you or not, I don't really care, my brother.
It's like you want that.
Yeah, so then what are you doing here then? So what are you doing here? So why are you here? Why are you here? You're not
You don't tell us nothing. We don't want to hear nothing.
This is the book of
Read that
Isaiah.
again. Read that
This is the
again.
book of Isaiah, and I'm going to add something here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 57 and verse 21. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked.
That's right. And that's what a lot of our people are. A lot of our people are wicked.
Go on, tell me.
Yeah?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions and the house of Jacob their sins.
This is what you need to do, my brother.
Yes.
Which
Fear
is the
God and
transgression
keep
of
his
the law.
commandments. If you can't understand that, then there's nothing
I've got
else.
a precept that you
In the back there.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Colossians 1 and 26. Bring it
In the
out.
back there.
Even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations.
So we tell them how listen to you.
Even the mystery that has been hid. Carry on.
Tell me
But
something.
now it made
Have you ever
manifest to his
invited me on the
saints.
food for the
Now
house?
it's made manifest to his saints. Alright? So this truth is manifested to a peculiar people, to a group of
Have you
people,
ever invited me
not
on the
to
food for the house for tea
everyone.
before?
Alright? So that's very important to understand. That's why when we preach, we have to like test the spirit. And no, we shouldn't give you know, our energy to other people, man.
You should give nobody any
They don't understand what this truth is about.
drive them
They don't
away.
even understand. They don't even understand that destruction is
Drive
ahead.
them away.
That's right.
All right.
What did you do?
That's
They don't
what's
understand
that's what's
drive
coming.
them
Destruction is coming to the UK. But you guys have fucked our people. And we're talking about that earlier about the Scotland.
Yeah, it's true.
We thought they were gone.
Earlier, you're right. It's so,
Hold
that
on,
is
hold on.
right.
We thought, hold on, Tom, hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
We thought they were gone, but actually there's still a remnant of them.
Now you're on point with that. We were just saying, where are they?
Yeah, what I was gonna say Proverbs 20 and 24. A man's goings is of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So we are not chasing people. Do you understand what I just said? The Most High directs everybody's step.
Also, the Most High directed this guy so he can be mocked.
He can get judged.
You see, niggas are wicked, man. And the Most High gonna have to, that's why when you read Zechariah 13 and 9 talks about he's gonna, no, 8. Zechariah 13 and 8 say he's gonna cut off 2/3 of his people.
That's right.
Why? Because those
right.
2/3 are wicked, man.
That's right.
They wanna twist the gospel. They wanna be wicked. They wanna be snakes. They're against the truth. Basically, if it was up to them, the Arusha now would have never made sure they stop the prophecy from happening. They would have made sure they give power to Esau.
This is the challenge.
What do you mean?
They will have give, all right.
What do you mean?
All right.
Bring it out,
They will have made sure they give power to that society. All right. You know why? Because they have benefit in this society, man. They can write their books so they can trick people. And you know what? Jake is a trickster.
I got a precept just for
Jake is a trickster.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 5 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
The foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
That's right.
Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
That's right.
And that's what our people love. Our people love weakness and sin. You know, it's like, if you actually think that you've got something to feed the people, go and feed the sheep. Instead of standing up and wasting your time with
No, but you have to understand the Most High
bring him in for
is
that.
marking him.
Yeah. He was directed it.
Ephesians 4 and 3.
What kind of charity
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4 and verse 3. And it reads, But if our gospel be hid,
So if this word is hid, God,
it is hid to them that are lost.
you can see that a lot of our people are lost. Right. No, they got no wisdom, no understanding. God, read on.
and give to the poor.
Verse 4. In whom the God of this world has blinded.
You can see that a lot of our people trust in this system. Yeah, they trust in the God of this world. They'll come and talk in foolishness about you wrote in a book,
What do you mean?
and your book ain't done nothing for no one.
Check him out.
In whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
And this is why you have to fear the Most High, because the Most High will blind you. Second Thessalonians. Yeah, the Most High is a God to be feared because He will blind you to simple truths.
And you think you got the truth.
A lot of our people are bugged out. A lot of our people are bugged out and ain't got no common sense at all.
The Messiah said when he was here, let those who have eyes, let them see, and those who have ears, let them hear.
Proverbs 1, verse 22. Bring it out. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
Alright, so our people are very simple.
That's right.
That's what the Most High is telling. How long these simple ones would you love simplicity? How people love simplicity. Alright? Carry on.
And the scorners delight in their scorning.
And the scorner delight in his scorning. That's the perfect example of what a scorner is.
That's
And the fools hate knowledge.
There we
And the
go.
fools hate knowledge. Alright? The people that are void of the law of the Most High, of the wisdom of the Most High, they hate this knowledge. Every time we come with the truth to free our people, they become a stumbling block. But carriers no over. There's more.
If you are presented to them in ignorance, people now listen to you.
Turn ye
That's a good thing,
at
strong
my
reason.
reproof.
Turn ye at my reproof.
Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you.
That's right.
And I will make known my words unto you.
That's right, carry on.
Hold on. And it says, I will make known my words unto you. Some of our people can't receive the words of the Most High.
No matter how much you simplify it, no matter how much you simplify it, they just will not get it.
Stop and listen to man about that.
Verse 24. Because I have called, and ye refused.
It says, he has called and you have refused. Like, the Most High is telling you to change your ways because it's going to bring destruction. You can see what's happening around you that is pulling away the blocks of this kingdom. But you want to sit up in this kingdom open for your oppressor to make life better for you again. It's not going to happen.
Read it. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
That's right. And how did he stretch out his hand? He sent prophets out here to try and wake up our people.
That's right.
Yeah? We come out here, Yahweh's are week in, week out. That's right. You know, brothers make videos, etc. to feed the people, but you don't want to listen. You want to box with the Most High's hand. So in that day, he's going to kick away your legs.
It's coming, you talk about that, my brother. Read it.
25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel.
Right, you have said I know all my counsel, like the brother was saying. You're not responding to the Most High calling. He said, can someone get Isaiah 55 quickly? Hold on to this one. You have to hold on to that. You have to read that first. The Most High, this is what the Most High is doing right now before he closes the door. Because you not think that Yahweh is again. Yes.
Isaiah 55 and 6 says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found.
Seek ye Yahweh now while he may be found. When you see the people talking about Yahweh, about Hashem Yahweh Shai, you might think they're crazy, but actually the Most High is showing you mercy by selecting people and standing in Brixton, the land of the wicked nigger, all right, to warn some of his elect, because there's always a good, even when you look even in back among the bad people, there's always good people.
That's right.
There's always good souls.
There's calling upon him while he's near.
Calling upon him while he's near. So the Most High near. What did he say in the prophecy? He said that thine eyes shall see thy teachings.
That's right.
All right.